Jesus Christ. What's up guys, Okan here, back at it with another video. Now, movie review time. So it's been a little while since I did a movie review. I think like a month. Probably Spider-Man No Way Home was my last movie review, but now we're gonna do Eternals. I know this movie isn't exactly new. Came out 2 months ago, but haven't seen it. It's new to me. So let's get started. So Eternals is a new MCU film, and it's essentially about 10 immortal beings with superhuman abilities called Eternals that are sent to live on Earth for thousands of years on a mission to battle an evil race called the Deviants. That there is the synopsis of the film, so take with that what you will. Now, I do want to be straight up with you guys like I always am, and just start off by saying, did I like the movie or did I not like the movie? And the answer is, yes, I did like this movie. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't blowing me away either in the same sentence. So I feel like, for one, I want to say screw you guys, as in the people online, not my viewers, because you guys are great, but screw the people online who were going on a rampage saying that this movie was bad. And that's kind of the reason why it took me so long to watch it, because a lot of people were saying this movie sucked, and I didn't really want to rush out to go see a movie that wasn't getting a lot of good reactions. But that's the last time I listened to the internet, and I'm going to form my own opinions moving forward, because this movie was not nearly as bad as people were making it seem, and it's not even bad at all in my opinion. So enough of that. Let's break down the reasons that I thought this movie was good and the reasons why I didn't really like certain things about the movie at the same time. So I think, looking at things from a visual standpoint, this movie was stunning. I loved how everything looked. It's that typical Marvel movie magic that was put into play here. And I'm sure that the movie had a giant budget that also helped it out. Costume design was also something I enjoyed. The Eternals all had unique looking costumes, and they didn't look cheap or plastic or anything like that. So I think I really appreciated that. That's one of the main things I really liked about this movie. So there's that. Moving on to the direction of this film. This is the first film that I've seen from director Chloe Zhao, and I was very interested to see what style of directing, what approach she took to filming a Marvel movie, and seeing as how, according to IMDb, this is only her 4th feature film that she's directed. She did a hell of a good job. There were a lot of good shots in this film, some that I really loved, some that I didn't love as much, but for the most part, I would say there was a lot of good shots in this movie that really put an emphasis on character and put things in perspective for us, and I really did enjoy that a lot. And I think overall, she had a clear vision of how she wanted things to be shown on the screen, and I personally think she executed that vision perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but pretty damn good. Close to perfect, in my opinion. So I think from a directing standpoint, this movie was done and shot very well. So let's talk about the cast a little bit here. Now, there was a very large ensemble of characters on the screen. The Eternals had about 10 members in them, so that's 10 different actors. And not just them, there was also actors like Kit Harington that was in this from Game of Thrones fame. There was actors like Harry Styles was in this. Shout out to Harry Styles. I'm sure the girls and the guys went crazy over him being in this movie. Yeah, he's Thanos' brother, so that's an interesting twist. And then as well as him, there was shout out to Karun. Harish Patel, that's the actor's name. He played Karun in this movie. He had some of the best comedic moments, in my opinion. Every time he was on screen, it felt like he was like the human character. Well, he was the human character, but he was supposed to be like also the audience character as well. But he was great in this movie, so shout out to him. He did a hell of a good job. But moving back to the Eternals, I want to list off every single Eternal actor. So let's start from the top. We got Gemma Chan, we got Angelina Jolie, we got Richard Madden, Salma Hayek, Kumail Nanjiani, Leah McHugh, Brian Tyree Henry, Lauren Ridloff, Barry Keoghan, probably pronounced that wrong, and Don Lee. Very large cast of characters, and I think each of them did a very good job in their role. None of them really did anything that really stood out further than the others. Nobody had like a groundbreaking or like Oscar-worthy performance here, but I think everybody did an exceptionally decent job in their roles. That's the thing. This movie is just all around mid-level Marvel movie. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just in the middle for me. So you're gonna be hearing of that a lot in this trailer. I mean, not in this trailer, in this review, sorry. Something else that I really appreciated about this movie is that they didn't do the typical Marvel thing and put every single actor in the movie on like an intense workout regimen. Like, yeah, Kumail Nanjiani, he was like known for getting like a really nice workout regimen and getting in shape, like super good shape for this movie. But the other actors like Don Lee and I'm blanking on his name, I think Brian Tyree Henry, neither of them had to do that. And I really do appreciate that. That gives a level of representation in this movie that not all superheroes have to be the super in shape character, and that's a good thing in my opinion. So shout out to them for that. And as well as that, shout out to them for having a deaf superhero. Not that this is the first deaf superhero, but a deaf actor is actually playing this character as well was really cool. I think, and having the other characters know sign language and the other actors learn sign language to communicate with her better, it was also really dope. So I think that was a very good inclusion. I said it before, I'll say it again many times. The more representation in movies, the better. As long as like different groups get to see that your body type, your disability, or your different, whatever it is, being shown on the big screen and being represented in a positive light. It's always good to see that, and I feel like people should get to experience that more. So anytime that gets shown off, shout out to the directors and shout out to the people that made the decisions to include those in the movie. So that's just where I'm at with it. So now let's get into the things I didn't really enjoy the most about this movie. There were certain things, just a couple, that I want to get over. It's going to seem a little preachy or maybe complainy, but I do want to get these out just so you guys know. One of the main things being, so in the movie, the Eternals are looking for each other because they haven't seen each other for hundreds of years, centuries, and it's never explained to us, the viewer, how they find one another. Like, they just show up to wherever the other Eternal is, and they're crossing the world. So it's kind of confusing. Yeah, from one scene it shows that they were in London, and the next thing you know, it shows their characters are driving in South Dakota. So it's just like, how did y'all get there? Did y'all drive from London to South Dakota? That doesn't make any sense to me. That shouldn't make any sense to anyone. And then it's just kind of confusing because maybe they all just have like an ability to know where each other are at all times. But if that's the case, then they should explain that to us, the viewer. At least give us a little exposition. Don't make it too exposition-y, but let us know, hey, we can find each other at any given point, at any given time. And if that happened in the movie and I dozed off and I missed it, I apologize, but I didn't see that at any point, so I'm just pointing it out as a flaw that I might have missed or that just wasn't in the movie. As well as that, I feel like tone was kind of suffered a bit in this movie, and that was at the hand of comedy. That's a typical Marvel thing. They try to make everything funny all the time, and I feel like the tone, whenever there's a serious moment on screen, kind of suffers for that. Like, there'll be like a serious conversation, and this is kind of pivoting into another point, like there's a serious conversation and then a Lizzo song just starts playing on somebody's phone. That's annoying. Like, yes, don't get me wrong, Lizzo's great, but that's irritating. Including a Lizzo song and including a BTS song, they just felt shoehorned in and they didn't feel earned, and I didn't like it because they just felt annoying. Not that I have anything against either of those artists, because BTS is great, love them Korean dudes. Lizzo is great, love her, but it just felt annoying hearing them in this movie in the way that they were presented, in my opinion. And then final thing that I really want to get off my chest is that I didn't like that they didn't give you enough time with the characters for certain deaths to feel warranted or to feel earned. Like, you see characters pass away in the movie and you don't feel sad about it because, yes, these are the Eternals, and that's who the main characters are, so you're supposed to care about them just because their name is in the title of the movie. But you don't really care because you don't get to spend a lot of time with them, in my opinion anyway. I didn't feel like you got enough screen time with them, or the certain ones that may have passed. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to give things away, but yeah, I just feel like it was just unearned, in my opinion. Just certain things just didn't feel like they got across right to me. So those are the only things I want to complain about. Wanted to get those off my chest, but yeah. So all in all, guys, I have to say Eternals is a good, not great movie. Like, you won't leave this one with a special feeling in your heart like most Marvel films leave you feeling, but it was good enough to see, and I feel like people can watch it multiple times and have no issue with that. It was on the longer end too. It was like 2 hours and 30 minutes, so it was kind of long for a Marvel film, so I definitely felt the length too. But overall, I think it was, again, it was eternally decent. Let's say that. That'll probably be the title too. So we'll go ahead and stamp that right there. That was dumb. But like I said, it's a good movie. The action was tight and cool. I think the characters were great. For the most part, all characters were pretty good. Nobody really stood out, but they all gave us a commendable performance. And tone suffered because of comedic moments that were unnecessary and music being added that was unnecessary, but still, for the most part and overall, I think this was a good film and it's worth watching. So give it a go if you haven't seen it already, and if you have seen it, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it, because I want to hear what you guys have to say too. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video there, guys. Thanks for watching as always. I appreciate the support as always. You guys are the best. Like I said already, let me know in the comment section down below what y'all think of this movie. Let me know what you think of the video, what I could improve on maybe, what else you want to see from the channel, all those great things. But yeah, thanks for watching as always. More videos on the horizon. Gaming season is upon us, so review season is upon us. I got a lot of gaming reviews hopefully coming up soon if I'm able to get my hands on these games. So I'll let you guys know what's coming out soon. But thanks as always for watching, and if you did enjoy this content, go ahead and like, subscribe, and stay tuned to see what type of content I take on next time. Later.
Bye.